Naval Station V103, and we got the web mag going. And
People are funny.
people are funny.
Yes, they are.
As already, you already know. And Jay is in the studio. And for those of you who are just tuning in, we're talking about the fact that she did a 5-year prison bid and always wanted to have a voice to kind of talk about the situation. And I was saying a little bit off the air, like asking you, everybody has been in a situation where we've either been stopped by the police or been in a situation where, you know, the lights come on, they take your license, they go back to the car, you wait, and you never know what's going to happen. And most of the times you get to, you know, get a ticket and you go on your way and your heart stops beating and you go, whew, that was close. Mm-hmm. But for you, when did you know that it had turned from just being, you know, guilt by association to like, this is really gone wrong and I'm in a whole lot of trouble?
When they pulled me out the bed and arrested me.
Okay, so tell us about that. What was going on?
Someone that was with us opened the door to the police and busted down the bedroom door, came in, jumped in the bed, pulled us out, handcuffed us, and took us to the station.
So this wasn't something that had actually happened that particular day. They just kind of, they were on your trail.
Yeah.
When you were, because I remember from the phone call you were saying you had done it like 6 or 7 times.
Yes.
Prior to you getting caught. Did you feel some sort of invincibility at one point?
Well, it was a few times when he told me to stop, he would get out and he'd rob 2 and 3 places at a time.
But how could somebody who had videos playing, got gold records, just walk in someplace and get away with robbing them? Didn't he think he was going to get recognized?
I guess he felt that since he had a scarf around his face that...
Oh yeah, that's a great
recognized him.
disguise.
Yeah.
Work for Tupac.
Was he on something? Were y'all doing...
I heard from other people within the jail that he was doing ice.
Okay.
I didn't do it. I did smoke weed before.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I didn't do anything else.
Okay.
Didn't want a part of it.
Okay,
so.
let's back up to you're walking down the hallway of the mall with your mother, and you're approached by him, and he speaks to you and says you're kind of cute. How did it go from that to you know, your mother liked him to being involved in all of these things? Because he went to jail one other time, and you guys were corresponding while he was in jail.
Right. By that time, I think some of it also had to do with the fame, being caught up in that.
Because you didn't know who he was.
Right.
Because he said, "Do you know who I am?" And he was like, "No."
I didn't know at first.
Right.
He was just coming out then.
Okay.
And but once we started knowing each other, and then he was showing me these different places, and you know, the party, the life. I was like 18 when I met him.
Oh.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You kind of got caught up.
Exactly.
And then you fell in love.
Thought I fell in love.
Or so what you thought was love.
Right.
And then you became willing to do whatever he kind of said to do.
In a way, I did at first, but then I started getting scared because of the verbal abuse, the physical abuse.
Right.
And got scared.
So when you talk about, you know, being in this situation, and you said you always wanted to talk about it, but you never had the forum or the opportunity, what is it that you wanted people to understand about all of this? Because this was your first, and everybody's listening, this is your first arrest.
Yes.
Your record was
clean.
Totally clean before this.
Yes. I want to tell people to break down the barriers, and you know, and the judgmental is, it's kind of hard to explain. Just like when I go for a job interview, for example, and the lady wanted to hire me on the spot at Victoria's Secrets, and she turned the application on the back, and she's seen the check with the...
Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
And a felony.
And a felony, right.
So, of course, I said yes. I didn't lie. And she said, "I'm sorry, I can't hire you because of that." but I would hire you on the spot. So I kept going and kept going, and I am working now, looking to have a career and letting other people know that don't give up. You know, it's hard because I am a convicted felon,
Right.
and it's hard to have a career and make more than just a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
if
said
I can do it, they can.
right, but you also said, you know, as a deterrent, you missed a very big milestone in your life when you were
Yes.
locked up. Talk about that.
My grandfather passed away, like 2 or 3 years after I was in prison.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother did not want me to attend because she didn't want the police to be there.
Mm.
You know, and to have me see, you know, have them see me like that kind of hurt too.
Right.
And then having to go back to prison, it's just too emotional.
So you pretty much obviously had to mourn behind
By
the bar, and yeah,
by
yourself.
myself.
And that was difficult as well because you said the chaplain didn't even talk to you.
Right.
Didn't want to have anything to say to you.
Right. I had talked to a different chaplain from a different prison that came down.
And why didn't the chaplain want to talk to you?
I guess I'm not real quite sure. I guess she just felt busy or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I left notes, and even officers called to her office to tell her, you know, you need to console her, say something to her. She's never had anyone pass away in her family. I don't know the grievance process.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, I just kept crying for no reason.
Mm.
I didn't know what was going on with me.
We got more coming up. We're going to look at traffic, and a lot of people logged on, and just get your thoughts. I think the thing about this is that just no arrest, no prior history, and then just going from being, now how old were you when you got sentenced?
I was 21.
Okay, and just missing that much of your life, and just talk about, you know, a lot of people are saying a lot of different things on the website, but I mean, it just kind of happened.
In an instant.
In an instant.
We'll talk more about that when we come back. Gonna look at traffic too, all right?
All right.
741 WVE.